Welcome to the Full Moon Film Buff, episode 134. We're going to talk about Kibakichi, Bako Yokaiden from 2004. I watched this on YouTube and I had not seen this before. As always, we start with the prominent crew and cast. You can also find links to a more complete credit list in the show notes. The film was directed by Tomoo Haraguchi, written by Mugi Kamiyo. Now, I think Tomoo Haraguchi did the special effects and the effects makeup, but I can't find confirmation, but it does make sense. Tomoo Haraguchi got his start as a makeup artist and special effects artist before he switched to directing. His expertise in practical effects is on full display in Kibakichi, blending traditional yokai with gritty martial arts-driven action. The cast includes Ryuji Harada as Kibakichi, Miki Tanaki as Anju, Mubu Nakayama as Yonosuke Yamaji, Masaki Kato as Jiro Otani, Koichi Kira as Tokichi. Now, I ran into my recurring problem here, tracking down information about actors who did most, if not all, of their work in non-English speaking countries on non-English speaking films I'm not familiar with. I do recommend Kibakichi to fans of Japanese folklore and martial arts films. It is a very unique blend of samurai drama, yokai mythology, and horror with plenty of action and practical effects to keep genre enthusiasts entertained. If you enjoyed films like Onmyoji or The Great Yokai War, then this one's for you. If you're looking for traditional werewolf horror and angst, then don't bother with this one. So let's cover the spoilers. A half dozen bandits set upon Kibakichi, the werewolf samurai. He violently dispatches them with his katana in some classic Japanese film sword fighting. The narrator tells us that humans and yokai used to live in peace until 1707, when humans began using guns to hunt down the innocent yokai. The surviving yokai went into hiding. Kibakichi arrives in a village where yokai are trying to lay low, stay on the down low. Oniso runs a criminal yokai gang preying on humans. That's not very trying to lay low, if you ask me. Several thugs tempt Kibakichi with sake, women, and gambling. A very mysterious human girl named Tokicho works for Oniso. He tries to hire Kibakichi to kill kappa that are scaring humans away. The yokai want Kibakichi to make humans fear them. Kibakichi faces a female warrior named Anju. Flashbacks to where we learn Kibakichi tried to get along with humans as a child, only for his home village to be completely wiped out, except Anju, who must kill Kibakichi to avenge their family for some reason. She draws blood before she's forced to flee the arriving guards. A government kill team aims to overthrow the government after they use a brand new high-tech Gatling gun to finish off the yokai. When they show up with a gun and start spraying lead everywhere, killing men, women, and children, Kibakichi becomes a reluctant hero, fighting to protect the yokai. It's an absolute bloodbath with humans and yokai alike being gunned down or sliced up. The only difference is humans bleed red and yokai bleed blue, or black sometimes. Yamaji, the kill squad leader, offers to let Oniso and the rest of the yokai live if they'll kill Tokicho. Forced into this horrible trolley problem, he agrees. But the humans betray him and kill him anyway, laughing at the very thought that they would let him live. Kibakichi witnesses this and goes full wolf, finally transforming into his final form. He absolutely destroys a lot of humans before they reveal that they have a pet brainwashed yokai of their own, who turns into a giant cyclops and goes toe-to-toe with Kibakichi. They are evenly matched until the humans accidentally shoot the cyclops when they were trying to shoot the werewolf. Kibakichi takes several bullets and dodges grenades that Yamaji throws like candy at the parade. One by one, he kills the humans until he finally uses the blast from a grenade to propel himself at Yamaji, decapitating the man. Tokicho leaves with a few surviving yokai to try and find somewhere they can live in peace. Kibakichi leaves on his own to wander the earth until the sequel. As far as transformation goes, there is one traditional transformation scene in Kibakichi. It's short and to the point. The film showcases Tomoo Haraguchi's skill with practical effects. This is clearly a man in a rubber and fur suit, and I didn't mind at all. The design of the werewolf yokai is a blend of traditional Japanese folklore and Western werewolf imagery, but it created a pretty memorable creature. Kibakichi draws most heavily on Japanese yokai mythology. There is no indication the moon has any influence on our hero. No mention of silver, no other supernatural weaknesses. So, with the caveat that I am no expert in Japanese folklore, let's get into yokai. Yokai folklore is a rich aspect of Japanese culture, encompassing an array of supernatural beings, spirits, and monsters. It's way too big of a topic for a short essay, and I'm certainly not the expert to tackle it, but I will do my best. There are other channels here on YouTube from experts on the topic if you want more than just this barest tip of the yokai iceberg. The term yokai can be broadly translated as strange apparition or supernatural creature. These entities are embedded in the cultural, historical, and spiritual fabric of Japan, reflecting the country's relationship with nature, the unknown, and the human condition. The origins of yokai folklore trace to ancient Japan, where animistic beliefs and Shinto traditions emphasize the presence of spirits in natural elements such as trees, rivers, and mountains. Early yokai were often associated with these natural phenomena. Over time, yokai folklore evolved, incorporating influences from Buddhism, Taoism, Chinese mythology, as well as regional legends and oral traditions. By the Edo period, yokai were a popular subject in literature, art, and theater, with collections like Toriyama Sekien, apologies for the pronunciation, illustrated yokai encyclopedias codifying many of these creatures. Now, as I understand it, the term yokai is a very broad umbrella covering thousands of creatures, monsters, and spirits, ranging from benevolent spirits to malevolent monsters. They're broadly categorized into types based on their characteristics and origins. Natural spirits, such as the Kappa and Tengu, are closely tied to natural elements like water and mountains. Anthropomorphic yokai, like the Kitsune and Tanuki, possess human-like traits and often interact with humans in complex ways, but they're known for their shape-shifting abilities. Apparitions and ghosts, such as Yurei and Abume, again, apologies for those pronunciations, represent spirits of the deceased or supernatural beings tied to tragic events. Household yokai, like the Sashiki Warashi and the Moku Mokuren, are associated with domestic life and everyday objects, bringing fortune or mischief into homes. It's my understanding that new yokai continue to emerge as older household tools become obsolete and new inventions become ubiquitous in the home. Yokai folklore serves multiple cultural functions, providing explanations for natural phenomena and human experiences while offering moral lessons. For example, the Kappa teaches the importance of respect and humility, as it bows when shown respect but can harm the disrespectful. Yokai stories often reflect societal anxieties, with periods of social upheaval seeing a surge in yokai folklore as people seek to make sense of this changing world. During the Edo period, rapid urbanization and social changes led to an increase in yokai tales. In contemporary times, yokai continue to captivate the imagination, appearing in modern media such as anime, manga, video games, and films. Works like Gegege no Kitaro and Mushishi bring yokai to a new audience, blending traditional folklore with modern storytelling, underscoring the timeless appeal and adaptability of yokai. In conclusion, yokai folklore is a window into Japan's history, values, and worldview. From ancient animistic beliefs to modern pop culture, yokai evolved while retaining significance as symbols of the mysterious and the supernatural. Yokai remind us of the enduring power of folklore to connect us to our past, to each other, and to the mysteries surrounding us. So here is where I see some fascinating intersections between Japanese yokai mythology and Western werewolf folklore. Both the yokai and werewolves embody the blurred boundary between the human and the supernatural world, serving as a metaphor for societal fears, moral lessons, and the unknown. By examining their similarities, we can uncover deeper connections between these two rich traditions on opposite sides of the globe. The most striking parallel between yokai and werewolves is the theme of transformation. Werewolves are clearly defined by their ability to shift between their human and wolf forms. This metamorphosis often symbolizes the struggle between humanity and primal instincts, reflecting anxieties about losing control or succumbing to base desires. Similarly, many yokai are shapeshifters, or hybrid beings, blurring the line between human and animal. For example, the kitsune, a fox yokai, can transform into human form and often deceives or tests humans, while the tanuki, a raccoon dog yokai, is known for its playful shapeshifting abilities. Both yokai and werewolves emphasize the fluidity of existence and the potential for humans to cross into the realm of the monstrous. Yokai and werewolves both explore the duality of human nature. Werewolves, as creatures caught between human and beast, represent the internal conflict between civilization and savagery. Yokai, too, often embody dualities, often representing both benevolent and malevolent forces. For instance, the oni, demonic yokai, can be fearsome and destructive, but are also revered in some contexts as protectors. We see this sometimes with werewolves. Similarly, the Nurari Hyon, apologies for that pronunciation, a yokai often depicted as a mischievous old man, blurs the line between a harmless trickster and and a malevolent spirit. And these dualities reflect the complexities of human nature and the coexistence of good and evil inside the same individual. Yokai and werewolves also serve as cultural symbols that address societal fears and moral lessons. We've talked about this a lot. Werewolf folklore emerged in response to fears of the wilderness, disease, or other. In medieval Europe, werewolf legends sometimes lead to accusations of witchcraft or heresy, reflecting societal anxieties about deviance and the supernatural. Yokai, on the other hand, embody natural phenomena, human emotions, or moral lessons. Again, we've talked about the kappa, a water-dwelling yokai that warns about the dangers of rivers and the importance of respecting nature, while the ubume, a yokai associated with childbirth, reflects fears and tragedies surrounding maternal mortality, an all too common fact of life in the pre-industrial world. Both traditions use these creatures to explore and explain the unexplainable, offering a lens through which to understand the world and human behavior. Both yokai and werewolves highlight the intersection of the supernatural with everyday life. Werewolf stories depict ordinary individuals transformed into a monster, suggesting that the supernatural is never far from the human experience. Similarly, yokai are deeply integrated into Japanese folklore as beings that inhabit the natural world, interacting with humans in unexpected ways, whether it's the werewolf looking in the forest of Europe or a tengu, a bird-like yokai residing in the mountains of Japan. These creatures remind us that humans are not always in control of their own environment. The intersections between yokai mythology and werewolf folklore reveal universal themes of transformation and duality. Both traditions use supernatural beings to explore societal fears, moral lessons, and the complexities of human nature. By examining the parallels, we gain an appreciation for how folklore and mythology reflect the shared concerns and imaginations of humanity across the globe. So, if you like lycanthropes, like, share, and subscribe. Contribute your thoughts and additional observations in the comments below. Let me know what I missed or what you noticed. Next, I plan on discussing Miss Werewolf from 2001. Keep your eye on the moon, a silver bullet in the chamber, and we'll see you back next episode.